Satan deceives. He's a master deceiver. Are we learning? Revelations 12 and verse 9. One last scripture that talks about the extent of his deception. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. Can you imagine that? He deceives the... Finally, we see from scripture that Satan is an accuser. The Bible calls him the accuser of the brethren. He does not just accuse anyhow. He looks for brethren. The accuser of the brethren. We're identifying some of the activities of Satan and demons to be able to help us to piece out by the intelligence of the Spirit a modus operandi, a structure. Now please write this. Of all the strategies and operations of Satan, of all the strategies and the operations of Satan, the most pronounced in the Bible is deception. Of all the strategies and operations of Satan, the most pronounced in the Bible is deception. Can you imagine that? That of the many strategies that we see that Satan deploys, the most pronounced based on scripture is deception. Please say deception. One more time, say deception. Write this down. What does it mean to deceive? We are now building an understanding on the operation of Satan, demons, and the dark kingdom. What does it mean to deceive? Are you ready? To deceive means to deliberately cause someone to believe something that is not true. To deceive means to deliberately cause someone to believe something that is not true, usually for personal gain or to take advantage of. I'll take it again. To deceive means to deliberately, underline the word deliberately please. To deceive means to deliberately cause someone to believe something that is not true. To deliberately cause someone to believe something that is not true, usually for personal gain or to take advantage of. We're defining deception now. That to deceive means to deliberately cause someone to believe something that is a lie, is not true, for your personal gain, the gain of the deceiver, or so that the deceiver can take advantage of the deceived. Of all the operations of Satan, the most pronounced according to scripture is deception. That means he is a master. He has mastered the art of making people believe what is a lie. And by causing them to believe it, he can take advantage of them. Lest Satan should take advantage of us. Because we are not ignorant that he is a deceiver. And that the only way he takes advantage of believers is when he brings you to a point where you believe and are convicted in something that is not true. Powerful. Write this down. Are you learning? Deception, which is the same thing as falsehood. I want to define it for you now. Deception, which is the same thing as falsehood, is a statement or action that is intended to mislead, hide the truth, or promote a false belief or idea. I'll take it again. Deception, which is the same thing as falsehood. Deception is a statement or action, is a statement or action that is intended to mislead, comma, hide the truth, comma, or promote a false belief or idea. That's the definition of deception. A statement or action that is intended to mislead, hide the truth, or promote a false belief or idea. Full stop. You may want to add this. It is often done for personal gain. Deception or falsehood is a statement or action that is intended to mislead, hide the truth, promote a false belief or idea. Full stop. It is often done for personal gain. Isn't this powerful? That the chiefest strategy of Satan, as far as carrying out his agenda, is in the midst of all of these activities that we listed from scripture, that the greatest and the most pronounced is deception. Write this down, please, about deception. Very important point. Deception cannot happen until the deceiver is aware of the truth. Wow. Deception cannot happen until the deceiver is aware of the truth. It's impossible for deception to happen until the deceiver is aware of the truth. Because the assignment of the deceiver is to make the deceived to not understand or not receive the truth. That means for you to be a deceiver, the qualification to be a deceiver is that you must have access to the truth. Deception cannot happen until the deceiver, in this case Satan, is aware of the truth. So is it true that Satan knows that Jesus is Lord? Is it true that Satan knows that there is victory given to the saints? Is it true that he knows that there is no other name under heaven by which we must be saved? Is it true that Satan knows that Jesus is now resurrected, holding the keys of life? Is it true that Satan knows that Jesus gave us the authority over him? No wonder he does his ministry of deception so well. Because the basis of deception is that you must know the truth. Is someone learning now? It is impossible for a deceiver to be a deceiver in ignorance. Because a deceiver, the character of deception is that the very act of deception is done intentionally. Are we learning? Now, let's take a structured biblical study. I wanted to read a few scriptures that talk about deception, but we'll jump it for the sake of time. I want us to take one case study. We're studying now how Satan operates. Are you ready? We want to take one Bible story and then we'll examine it closely. And I taught you here that theologically speaking, there is what we call the law of first mention. That every time you want to study a subject, a thought, or an idea, your first assignment is to go to where it was first referenced in scripture and understand the contextual explanation or usage. That becomes your interpretation everywhere that word or that thought is used. Is that true? So we'll go to Genesis, but before then, let's look at 2 or 3 scriptures. John 8:44. John 8:44. Let's start from where we left off. Jesus is speaking now. And Jesus himself said a few things that are very interesting about the devil. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lusts of your father ye will do. He was a murderer when? He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth. Do you know what this means? Jesus did not say he was ignorant of the truth. He says he refused to abide, to live in the truth. He willfully came out of that realm of truth. He abode not in the truth. because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Keep that scripture. 2 Corinthians 11:3. 2 Corinthians 11:3. But I fear, Apostle Paul is speaking to the church in Corinth, lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve. So Apostle Paul here is using a story to show us the deception of Satan. Are you seeing where Paul is leading us to now? Paul is saying, if you want to study the deception of Satan, study what happened with Satan and Eve in the Garden of Eden. Because he's saying Satan will still use that strategy against you. Are you seeing now? He's saying just as Satan beguiled Eve through subtlety, he will also come to you and do something to you the same way he worked with Eve. Do you know what he's saying? He's saying when it has to do with that strategy, it is his master strategy. He will not change it. You study Satan's operation by studying what happened between him and Eve.